What's up everybody, it's Amaya. So today's video is going to be a makeup tutorial on this super cool purple, pink, glittery cut crease type of look that we're doing. I created this look using the Morphe and James Charles Artistry palette. I'm so excited. I love this palette so much. I've done so many cool things with it and it's really inspired me. Typically pinks and purples are very hard to work with, but this is like the easiest pink and purple eye look I've literally ever done because these shades are just so amazing. This look was actually inspired by a friend of mine. Her name is Sydney Reichardt. She goes by SJ Artistry on Instagram. She is studying to be a cosmetologist and she does hair and makeup and skincare, and her Instagram is so beautiful and inspiring. I'll put her name right here and I'll also link it in the description box if you want to check her out. She did a purple look kind of similar to this using the James Charles palette, and when I saw that look I was like, oh, I've been wanting to do a purple look with the palette too, but I just didn't know what to do. So when I saw hers, I was super inspired and I knew like right away what I wanted to do. So thank you, Sydney, for inspiring me. She's super awesome and super sweet. So definitely check out her Instagram. It's awesome, and shout out to her for creating this beautiful eye look that I was able to take inspiration from. And also, before we hop in, be sure to check out my Instagram and Twitter, which are right over here. All my others will be in the description box below, so check them out if you wanna. You don't gotta. No pressure, but check them out if you like. And yeah, enough rambling, so let's hop right in.
Hello everyone, so let's get started. I'm going to first prime my eyes using my Wet n Wild eyeshadow primer just to make sure everything stays, and then I'm going in with my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer and blending that out with my damp sponge. Next, I'm just going to be going in with the Morphe and James Charles palette, of course, and setting my lids using Flashback, which is that nice white shade right there. Now I'm going in with the shade Pinkity Drinkity, and I'm using my Morphe B81 brush just to blend this into the crease. I'm just kind of blending this everywhere. Now I'm going in with the shade Skip, and I'm taking this on a Morphe E28, and I'm just starting to kind of blend this into the upper crease, and I'm not being too precise about it. I'm just kind of packing that color on there and then buffing everything out. Next I'm going in with the shade Love That on that same brush, and I'm just going to be doing the same thing, kind of tapping it into place and then blending it out. By doing this tapping and blending method, this is going to ensure that you get the most amount of pigment possible. As you can see, I'm just making sure I get it all the way from inner corner to outer corner and then blending out the edges. Next, I'm going back in with the B81 and just making sure everything is nice and smooth and blended out. Now I'm going in with the shade Single, and I'm going to be taking another brush. This is a V5 from BH Cosmetics, and I'm just packing this on the inner corner and then blending it out throughout the crease. This is a very similar shaped brush to the one I was using for the pink shadow. It's kind of pointed but yet still fluffy, so I find that this worked best for really being able to be precise with the colors and build them up, but yet still being able to blend them out, which is just what I'm doing here. Then going back in with the B81 brush and just blending everything out. Now I'm going in with the shade Escape, and I'm just going to be taking this on the V5 again and just buffing that out into the inner corner, packing and buffing. As you can see, I'm starting to create a more like purpley look as opposed to a pink look, which is what we're going for. So the pink kind of acts as a base to blend everything out, while the purple is going to be kind of the star of the show. So I'm really focusing this color on the outer corners and then going back in with the brush I used with the pink and blending that out, and then going back in with the fluffy brush and blending that out after I pack on more color. So it's just kind of a process of packing and blending, packing and blending. Now I'm going in with the shade Spooky and mixing it with a little bit of Escape, and I'm just packing this on the outer corners with a slightly more dense brush. This is also a Morphe brush, I'm not sure the name of it, but any sort of domed brush will do, and I'm really focusing this one on the outer corners. And the reason I'm mixing the black with the purple is so I get almost more of like a dark purple as opposed to just a purple or a black. It's kind of like a nice in-between shade, and like I said, I'm just packing it on the outer corners, and then I'm going back in with the V5 and blending everything out just like so, so that way we don't lose the purpliness. Going back in and packing a little bit more black on the outer corner as well. just to add a little bit more depth because I felt as though it wasn't dark enough. I wanted it darker. So that's exactly what we're doing here, and then going back in and blending everything out. And like I said before, packing and blending is really the way you're going to achieve the type of look that I was able to achieve here. And then I'm going back in with the E28 and just blending everything out. Now to cut the crease, I'm taking a white foundation and I'm using this Automatic Cosmetics brush. It doesn't have a name, but it's their flat brush. And as you can see, all I'm doing is cutting the crease. You can cut your crease however you would like. You don't even have to do this part, but I felt like it just helped clean everything up and give me a more clear direction of where I wanted to put my shimmer shadows. But that's totally up to you. You could totally do this look and get the same effect without cutting the crease. It's all up to what you want to do. Now I'm going in and just setting that with a little bit more of flashback on a big fluffy brush just so nothing gets creasy and gross. Now I'm going in with the shade Ring Light, which is kind of like a yellowy whitish shade, and I'm just going to be packing this on the inner part of the lid with a Morphe M124 brush. You can see right here, I did wet my brush as well. Now I'm going in with the shade Artistry, and I'm going to be packing this on the middle of the lid, the middle to where we have our matte crease shades. And then I'm going back in with the same brush from before and just kind of blending these two colors together. I really like the iridescent effect that Artistry gives. It's really beautiful. Then I'm just going back in with the V5 brush and just making sure everything is all nice and blended. And then I'm going back in and packing just a little bit more black on the outer corners because I felt like I needed a little bit more depth and a little bit more definition there. And again, just blending everything out, making sure everything's really seamless. Now I'm going in with my LA Splash Architect waterproof eyeliner pen, and I'm just doing a wing. This look would totally look really pretty without a wing, but I felt like I was just in a mood for wing liner, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm doing here. And it actually started to bleed a little bit, which is something I've never experienced with this liner, but I did on the inner corner. It just started bleeding. So you're gonna see how I cover that up in a second. I'm taking the shade Ladybird from ColourPop, which is a really pretty, just sparkly, glittery, delicious shadow. I'm obsessed with it right now. I'm just packing this on my lid and kind of covering up the inner corner eyeliner where it did bleed. And I'm going to go back over with it in a second to make it more black, but I'm just adding a little bit extra sparkle. Now I'm going back in to cover up any little sparkles that fell onto the liner. Now I'm going in with Cocoa Lashes in the style 9 to 5. These are my obsession right now. I literally love them so much. They're probably my favorite lashes I've ever worn. I know that's a bold statement, but literally I love them so much. They just look so pretty. They're so easy to apply and they're just really, really flattering. So I decided to use them for this look because, yeah, just because they're so beautiful. Next, I'm going to be going in with the Physicians Formula The Healthy Foundation. I've been really liking this, and the shade is a little bit dark for me, so I am mixing it with a little bit of a whiter foundation. Then I'm blending that in with my Beauty Bakery sponge and spraying it with a little bit of the e.l.f. Plus spray, the coconut spray that I've been loving lately. And this is going to give us a nice, smooth, medium coverage canvas with a little bit of dewiness. Now for concealer, I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus concealers, which I have recently fallen back in love with. I'm using like the shade, I think it's light medium beige, and then I'm also using the shade Ivory, and I'm just using that to put under my eyes, nose, chin, forehead, all that sorts of good stuff. Then I'm using the shade, it's like Dark Deep or something like that. It's the darkest shade that they have, and I'm using that to contour, as you can see. Spraying my sponge again and then going back in to blend everything out. I'm doing the concealer on my forehead, nose, chin first. Then I'm going in with a different sponge. This is my Real Techniques highlight and contour sponge, I think it is. And I'm just going to blend out my contour before I blend out the under eye concealer. And yeah, just blending this all out. This is going to give us more of a bronzy effect as opposed to a contour effect, but I think it looks very pretty, so that's what we're doing today. Now I'm going to be going in with an oldie but a goodie, that is for sure. This is the Coty Airspun Powder. This stuff smells, but it is so good. I love it. I've been recently into it a lot more, and it's really, really great. I also love that it gives you a little bit of coverage and it sets your makeup really nicely. So I'm just using a beauty blender to set that. Now I'm going in with my Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour Palette, and I'm going to be contouring with this Luxie contour brush that I got recently. And I have really been liking it. It contours really beautifully and it's super soft and it has kind of like an ergonomic handle, so it's really easy to hold. So yes, definitely been loving this brush lately. This was my first time using it and it looked really good. I'm just kind of adding a little bit of color to my nose using a Sigma E40 brush and also going underneath my lip. Now I'm going in with the yellow shade from the Shade and Light contour palette and just using my sponge to kind of carve out and fix up any mistakes in my bronzer slash contour area. Nice and sharp. Now I'm going in with this pretty vulgar blush that I have been also loving recently. It's a really pretty pinky mauve shade. I'm just using my Luxie blush brush to apply this to my cheeks and my nose, of course. Don't forget about the nose. It looks so cute. I love it. And yeah, we're definitely getting heavy-handed with the blush, so we're gonna calm down. Now I'm going in with my Sleek Solstice highlighting palette, which is literally blinding the camera. You can't even see it. And yeah, I wanted a pop and highlight with this look, so that is what we're going for. I'm just using my Morphe M501 to blend this onto my cheeks, and you can see it's blinding my cheeks. It's so bright. And of course, you can't forget about the nose. It is the most important. Now going in with another Luxie brush. This is the 141 mini round brush. And I'm just taking all the shades in the same order that we applied them to our eyes, our upper lid. And I'm going to be applying it to my lower lash line. So just starting out with all the pinks, then going in with all the purples, and just really blending everything out and buffing it out. I didn't want a super buffed out lower lash line, but I also didn't want a blank lower lash line. So I'm just adding enough to add some balance to the look, but I'm not going crazy, which you can do whatever you want, but I really liked how this turned out. Now I'm going back in with the Sleek highlighting palette and I'm taking a Morphe E36 brush and just highlighting my inner corners, and then going back in with the Ladybird shadow from ColourPop and adding a little bit of sparkly glitteriness into the inner corners. And I am so glad that I did this. I think it looked so pretty and I really, really liked how this turned out. Now going in with the e.l.f. Plus spray and just setting everything. I wasn't going to be wearing this makeup for a long time, so I didn't use an actual setting spray, but I would recommend doing so. Now I'm just lining my lips with this Crease lip liner, which is since been discontinued, so I won't even give you the name of it, but it's just a cool tone pink liner. And then I'm going in with MAC Honey Love lipstick, and this is a matte lipstick, and yeah, I just wanted kind of a nude lip, so that's what I'm going for. And I'm going in with Buxom's White Russian just to add a little bit of glossiness to the lips, and we are finished. So yeah, hope you guys like this look, and I'll see you in a second for my outro. Mwah!
So that is it for this video, you guys. I hope you guys like it. Please give it a big thumbs up and let me know what you think in the comments below. Check out Sydney's Instagram once again. It'll be in the description box. Check it out, please. She is amazing and totally deserves more followers. So check her out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Mwah. Bye. It's delicious.